thinking that this would hit the way it did, but obviously it has. And this Memphis thing, and listen to your president. So if you don't believe nothing I say, nothing Patty say, nothing Rez say, forget Ron, he's not even in the conversation. We're going to listen to our president give us a couple of ideas on how he's going to make this shit go down. And y'all listen carefully because he's talking. Get your wallet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go on mute. I'm in the I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in the nail shop.
You got your wallet out. Let me put the cash up in your wallet. Okay, hold on, y'all.
You're kind of generous.
She said, "Let me get my wallet out." Okay. All right, here we go. Just a little bit. Let me see if the speakers on yet is on. Okay, here we go.
Step by step, just like we did in DC, we have virtually no crime in DC right now. And we're going to keep it that way. Substitute capital. We're going to keep it that way. We're going to federal.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, y'all. I had to turn the speaker on. All right. He said he has virtually no crime in D.C., and here we go.
We have to, but we don't have to anymore because it's in such great shape. This task force will be a replica of our extraordinarily successful efforts here. And you'll see it's a lot of the same thing, although the numbers here are really something. They're really bad. Now, we did send FBI men to Chicago on a sort of a moderate basis, and we brought down crime a little bit in Chicago, but we're now going to bring it down very big. We're going to be doing Chicago probably next. I was with a great businessman.
Okay, listen to this part. Y'all, please, if you're not listening, listen to this part right here. Okay.
Who was involved in all cities to his business. And I say, who do you think should be next after Memphis? And he said, sir, you've got to stay down very big. We're going to be doing Chicago probably next. I was with a great businessman, a man who was involved in all cities to his business. And I say, who do you think should be next after Memphis? And he said, sir, you've got to save Chicago. We're going to wait a little while. But he said, you got to save Chicago. You can't let it go. And this is a very prominent man that everybody knows and is from. Another man in Memphis was saying, Bill, he was saying, very interested in the board of FedEx. And his hotel is about a block away. And he said, when I walked there, I said, I don't want to do this again. I never want to do it again. And they won't let me walk there. They take them in armored vehicles. They take the board members of FedEx in armored vehicles like a block away to the hotel.
Okay, so y'all in Memphis. First of all,
Lisa, that's a lie.
All cities told him to make sure he saves Chicago. He has a business in all cities. What else does that be? And then he said the owner or the chairman of FedEx have to take a armored vehicle 1 block to his hotel in Memphis. Now that sounds like National Guard needs to be sitting in the middle. And this shit is true. Come on, people in Memphis. Is this true?
No, there's not even there's not even legitimate hotels by our airport because what most people don't realize is that our airport shuts down at 11 and FedEx completely takes over until 6 a.m.
Oh, you're in Memphis?
Yes, it's used largely for distribution, so you wouldn't even stay over there. All of this is just ridiculous, and I wanted to add some insight because I think there are comparisons to DC that people aren't realizing because this is all a grift. So I don't know that most people they're so quick to say, "Oh, the crime is so bad, the crime is so bad." But what they don't realize is how small the population is compared to the cities they're comparing us to. Chicago is at like 2.6 million. We only have about 620,000 people that live in Memphis.
Oh,
so that's why he chose us because anything that happens. So literally, if one person gets shot in the entertainment district off of Beale Street, it skyrockets our crime numbers. So if he prevents 2 people from getting shot, he was like, look at that big increase that we had. And so that's why he is choosing us, not to mention we have a significant Black and brown population. So we are 63% Black, 10% Latino, and 2% Asian and Island Pacificer. I have a super, super small kind of like other category, but it's largely because our population is so large because we have so many people that work for FedEx, and they come from India and some of the other Asian countries, and that's the only thing that really boosts us. But we are largely a black and brown city, and so that kind of, and not to mention, we have, I think, the last time I checked, 25% of our population were under the age of 18. So when we talk about the crime numbers, it's largely the younger population that's tightly packed in certain neighborhoods. They're just committing crimes against one another. I sat in a meeting with Bill Donovan, and he is the guy that brokers a lot of the big business deals. He was part of XAI. I don't know if anybody saw Dale is opening a plant here. And he is really, he's an interesting character in that, like, he champions Memphis, but he's also very critical. And a lot of the candid conversations he has with the business community and the mayor is really around what are the interventions that we can have. We're very clear on what works for us as a city, and living in a police state won't do that. We've had a significant amount of investments in like mentoring programs. We have 4 universities here, one of which is an HBCU. And every single university has lost money since Trump has been in office because a lot of the money that they get, they've deemed as DEI. And so that impacts us as well as we're creating our education pipeline. So there are so many things that impact the numbers that you see, but he's also picking us because he's aware of these things. He's not just deciding to that the crime is so horrible he has to come here. He realizes it's literally going to take everybody just not leaving their home for 3 weeks, and then he can come back and say the crime has been completely eradicated.
Say, Tiffany.
Can I ask a question? I just want to ask a question.
Real quick question, okay? So Tiffany, thank you for providing such insight. Can you tell us what the leadership has had to say about the gas turbines that Elon Musk has installed there?
That is what I was about to ask about. Yeah.
So it's very controversial. I hate to say when people say like it's a needed evil. So part of it is it creates environmental issues, and also it's located really close to like a neighborhood that has like older populations. Somebody mentioned earlier about the blight. So one of the blight programs is where the city has all of these lots that people have lost because either like they've died or their families have left, and so like there's like this tax situation. And like I got a property, a plot of land in one of those neighborhoods for free, and I just put a community garden on it. Essentially, those turbines, they found space like that. The problem is they're smack dab in the middle of people's everyday life. It's just dangerous to them. We've already had significant historical.
The left is already shrinking. You guys are going to be non-existent in the next 10 years.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'd like to still say what I was thinking when you asked me what I was thinking.
That shit is going out the window. Go ahead.
I was still like, okay. There we go. So, when it comes to political and violence in America, nothing is new under the sun. America has been a politically violent time since its inception. We were born in political violence. And so any type of assertion that, like, now you're going to have to really be afraid of what to say because you can get shot out here, like that, someone saying that has, like, zero understanding of the country they live in. You're always supposed to worry about getting shot in America. We have a lot of motherfucking guns here. There's a reason that I don't build my career off of going around saying white people are the devil, because I don't want to get shot. And so I feel like maybe people who have been kind of brainwashed and honeydicked into believing that being an online public speaker means there should be an expectation of safety. Maybe they should reconsider that, because in fact, historically speaking, going around saying things a bunch of people don't hear in America has always resulted in some form of violence that you have to be concerned about. If you are walking around the college campuses using people's humanity as content to build a net worth of $40 million while actively pushing policy that makes them feel at risk, you might actually be fomenting violence toward you that could be unexpected and heinous in nature. That's just whether you're saying something good, something right, something wrong, something evil. In America, going around saying things that put people under political threat oftentimes results in political violence. That's not something that I necessarily love, but it's been true for hundreds of years, and this country still moves forward. What I find interesting is that the people who represent the party that is most violent to American citizens are going around wagging their finger, telling people what to say. What happened to the facts don't care about your feelings crowd? Y'all were all facts don't care about your feelings till some cracker with no chin gets shot.
How bad do you think they're
Facts over
dying?
feelings when we were talking about January 6th? Where was the facts over feelings when we were talking about the Hortmans? Where was facts over feelings when we were talking about George Floyd? Y'all had memes of George Floyd.
Are you fucking serious?
Y'all had memes of George Floyd with boots on his neck up and down. You were drawing cartoons of George Floyd getting executed. And
Just
nobody was
saying
going
goodbye,
Who's
pig.
doing that?
A lot of Republicans.
Oh my fucking
A lot of
God. This
Republicans.
guy's
A whole lot of them.
articulate. You are
Also, the
desperate, sir.
cartoons.
And I
That's right.
get it.
You don't got
You're
nothing to say to
desperate
this.
because
Wait,
you've lost the moral
You got no
high
facts.
ground.
You got no facts.
Your side has lost the moral high
You
ground.
got no
That's why
facts.
you're grasping for straws.
You got no facts. You're in denial of the facts. You're brainwashed.
Look, he has to have a little bit
I'm brainwashed.
of a
Yeah, you're brainwashed. You're
Articulate.
brainwashed.
Your
You're a
side is
evil
going to be
man.
non-existent
You're a
in 10
evil
years.
man. You're a
Your
evil
side is
man.
going to
You don't
be
know anything.
non-existent.
Yeah, talk
10
about the
years.
Jews.
It's going to be
Talk more
laughable
about the Jews,
to
okay?
call yourself a leftist in 10 years.
Okay, what are you going
I
to threaten?
promise
You're threatening
that is where we're
eradication?
going.
What are you threatening eradication of the left?
All right,
You're going to come kill us?
You guys are going to
You're
be
gonna come kill us?
pariahs.
Okay, what are you going to come? You're going to put us in?
No, what are you talking
Okay, then
Bro,
stop
you
threatening.
guys do that. Stop it.
look, doctor, that's what you guys
What's
do.
happening? What's
Doctor,
happening?
don't you remember cancel culture?
What's
No?
up, faggot?
What about cancel culture, Lord Nas?
This is
You're even
hilarious.
dismissing it. You're even
I'm asking you to
dismissing it.
expound. I'm asking you to expound.
Articulate.
What-
Leftist went against Janet Carano,
That's
a
your
few
biggest
other actors
issue.
that
You need to look
that
bro.
made the claim that COVID was similar to Nazi Germany's.
Perfect representation of what's wrong with this country, right? Is this lack of ability to come to a middle ground because there's this idea that you need to win here, right? But you're sacrificing the unity of the